Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before we dive into today's episode, which is breaking down the fact that Tom Girardi has been found guilty of embezzling $15 million from his clients. Again, it was way, way, way more than that. But usually, in cases like this, they will go for the what they can unequivocally prove 1000% in court, because like the US government, when they sue someone, they win. You know what I mean? And so yes, obviously he defrauded them for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, but they'll get their win on what they can absolutely prove in court without the shadow of a doubt. So before we dive into what this means for Tom, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Also, I want to ask you guys the question: do you think Erika needs to go to jail? Do you think Erika should be on trial for this? I personally think yes. I think she needs to go down. And I hope they are investigating her. And I hope she gets arrested and goes to jail. That's what I want. Just how I feel. So, with that, let's dive into this press release. So, this is from the United States Attorney's Office um, of the Justice Department. It says disbarred personal injury lawyer Tom Girardi found guilty of defrauding clients out of tens of millions of dollars. Disbarred plaintiff's personal injury attorney Thomas Vincent Girardi was found guilty by a jury today of leading a years-long scheme in which he embezzled tens of millions of dollars of money that belonged to his clients, some of whom awaited payment for treatment of severe physical injuries. Girardi of Seal Beach was found guilty of 4 counts of wire fraud. Tom Girardi built celebrity status and lured in victims by falsely portraying himself as a champion of justice, said United States Attorney Martin Estrada. In reality, he was a Robin Hood in reverse, stealing from the needy to support his lavish Hollywood lifestyle. Today's verdict shows that the game is up. We all now see the defendant for what he was and the victims he callously betrayed. Mr. Girardi exploited his clients' misfortunes on a grand scale, said Special Agent in Charge Tyler Hatcher, IRS Criminal Investigation, Los Angeles Field Office. His clients sought his help in the wake of significant trauma and injury, yet he violated their trust to steal from them and fund his own lavish lifestyle, and he will now face the consequences of his actions. Mr. Girardi was retained to advocate for clients who put their trust in him, but instead lied to them and stole their money to fund his lavish lifestyle, said Akil Davis. They love saying a lavish lifestyle. The assistant director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. Girardi falsely promoted himself in the media as a pillar of the legal community with a heightened sense of justice, but the clients he wronged for many years have now found actual justice in today's verdict. According to evidence presented at a 13-day trial, Girardi, a once powerful figure in California's legal community, ran the now-defunct law firm Girardi Keese. For years, Girardi misrepresented and embezzled millions of dollars from client trust accounts at his law firm. Okay. So the press release goes on to give a little bit more details, but you guys get the gist. As we know, Tom Girardi and his little lackeys stole millions upon millions upon millions from victims. Now, the question for us is, what does this mean for Erika Jayne? Is she going to be indicted? Is she going to go to jail? Is she going to have to pay back restitution? I wonder, and let me know if you guys know this, and I'll do a little bit of research on it too. What happened to Bernie Madoff's wife? Big Bernie Madoff, big Ponzi scheme, stole and embezzled millions and millions and millions of dollars from, people. What happened to his wife? I want to know. I'm going to do some research on that, but put it down below if you know. But I do think something should happen to Erika. And I'll tell you why. I don't know if you can sue people for this, but you should. You should. The fact that Erika dragged out the court case around that $750,000 diamond earrings, and she did other legal maneuvers too, which she ended up ultimately losing. She dragged that out, wasted the court's time, the court's resources, money, and re-victimizing, re-traumatizing, re-dehumanizing the victims in the process of doing all of that, because there is a trauma and a mental and emotional and financial and physical fallout when someone's trying to dehumanize you when you've already been through trauma and fraud. I do think she needs to be held accountable. Number one, in my opinion, she knew Tom was a fraud. In my opinion, she aided in the fraud. She's talking about working at the law firm. Um, and then she tried to hold on to the blood money and hold on to, the money and the car and the earrings and the diamonds and the jewelry and all of this, that, and a third, and then dragging these people through court system again. I think she should be held accountable for all that. I might have an ounce of compassion towards her if she had an ounce of compassion towards the victims. At the end of the day, Erika Jayne is not destitute. She's not poor. She's not broke. Allegedly Tom Girardi also had all these contingencies, bank accounts that he used his other, corrupt lackey lawyer friends to help Erika access. There was a $500,000 Wells Fargo bank account that she was able to get access to and use all that money. The fact that she did that, they need to investigate that. That I'm pretty sure that's breaking laws, knowing that you are accessing fraudulent money and using it as if it's your own. How did they do all that maneuver? Like, all of his friends also need to be investigated who are aiding and abetting. They need to be investigated. So in my opinion, yes, we have found Thomas Girardi guilty, but we also need to hold Erika Jayne accountable too. She just gets to go on and live her life. She just gets to go on to be on Broadway and Las Vegas and on the show and do everything and, live out her dreams while the victims are still hurting. That's not fair. When she profited off of their abuse and off of their suffering, there should be a reckoning for Erika. Will she get one? We don't know. It remains to be seen, but I hope so. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Of course, there's some level of vindication and closure for the victims now that he's been found guilty. Hopefully, they will be made whole and get their money back and then some with interest. But I would want my pound of flesh from Erika Jayne too, simply because she got up there with her whole chest and tried to dehumanize and re-victimize the victims all over again. If she was worried about implicating herself, all she had to say was, I had no idea what was going on, but now that I know, I am mortified. My heart is with the victims. Sell off the earrings, sell off this stuff, make the victim whole. I am so sorry for what my husband did to you. Because I get it. Maybe you want to protect yourself and you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to be prosecuted. Sure. But you can still show empathy. You can still do the right thing without implicating yourself criminally. If Erika Jayne had moved like that, then yeah, I would be like, go ahead, girl, rebuild your life, do your Las Vegas residency, get back on the show, get all the stuff, do you, rebuild, grow. Because Erika Jayne has money. She's living in a multi-million-dollar house in Los Angeles. She's driving, luxury cars. She has paintings and she's fine. Erika Jayne is not struggling. She's fine. Talk to the millions of people on this planet who don't have food, who don't have shelter, who don't have clothes, who don't have a home, who are out there literally living on the street. Talk about those people. And I have compassion for them. But Erika Jayne, absolutely none, not never. So Erika Jayne, you can go all the way to hell. Bye-bye. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Thomas Girardi found guilty, but does Erika Jayne also need her day of reckoning? Put it down below. And will you be watching season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? So with that, and as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.